I was driving home from work while watching the draft lottery. Yeah, I almost crashed the car. Is the NBA draft lottery rigged?
Yes. What the frick?
Do you think it's rigged?
Yes.
100%?
Straight up.
The NBA draft lottery started in 1985. We've had 41 draft lotteries since then. From 1966 to 1984, the two worst teams in the NBA would flip a coin. Whoever won that coin flip would get the number one pick. From 1993 to 2018, the NBA draft lottery changed multiple times. Kind of confusing. I'm not a pro. I'm not going to go into all that right now. But the worst record in the NBA would have a 25% chance of getting that number one pick. In 2019 to current, the NBA changed that and they tried making it to where the teams wouldn't just tank. So the bottom three teams in the NBA would get a 14% chance at getting that number one pick. 100 ping pong balls, bottom three teams get 14 each. The only thing is the worst record in the NBA would have a guaranteed locked in top 5 pick. I posted on my YouTube to see what people think about the draft lottery. The vote by far leans to people thinking it's rigged. Fair warning, I'm a Jazz fan. My Jazz were set on tanking all year. It was horrible to watch. And in every single mock draft, the Jazz were set at number 1. Jazz fans take Jazz basketball pretty serious. Even at the local rec centers, we design our courts like the actual ones that they played on. Now to give you some history on the Jazz, we've made 202 picks all time as a franchise. 101 of those came during the draft lottery era. And we've had 0 number 1 picks. 0. Every talent we get is through the draft. We're not a big market team. We're not going to get any big names. These are some notable draft picks from the Utah Jazz. Yeah, all of them came in the draft. I know what you're thinking. Why do you need a number 1 pick when you can get John Stockton with 16? Well, because this is the last 10 years in the draft for us. Cooper Flagg sure felt like our number 1 chance as a Jazz fan. Our one chance to not watch another tanking season. But what happened in the draft?
The 11th pick belongs to the Portland Trailblazers.
That means Dallas has moved inside the top 4. The Mavericks have never won the lottery.
The 5th pick in the NBA draft will be made by the Utah Jazz.
I want to drown inside this. I want to drown inside this.
Do you think the NBA draft lottery is rigged?
Well, the probability that Donovan Mitchell misses 3 free throws in a row is even less than that. So either that game's rigged or the lottery isn't rigged.
It just starts to get kind of frustrating when a team with a 1.8% chance beats us. Not only beats us, but we fall to 5. Our worst possibility, really. It was horrible. Just can't believe it.
There's got to be some barbershop in Dallas that has some sort of opinion on this. I'm actually so nervous.
Your call has been forwarded to voice.
Let's try some bars.
Thank you for calling us at
Just gonna keep going.
speak to a member of our team. Please press 3.
What am I doing?
Hello, Happy Guitar. How can I help you?
Yeah, do you think the NBA draft lottery is rigged?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, do you think the NBA draft lottery is rigged?
No.
Okay, cool. Gosh, why am I so awkward?
Hello, now speaking.
Hi, I just have a quick question.
Sure.
Do you think the NBA draft lottery is rigged?
Yeah. Absolutely.
You do?
Yeah.
Even, what makes you think it's rigged?
I don't know, just the history of people throwing games and having a percentage and getting first-round picks, but making a fast decision and getting a first-round pick in the same year.
Are you a fan of the Mavericks?
Yes.
Are you pretty happy about getting Cooper Flagg? I mean, undoubtedly that's what you're going to get, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great.
Okay.
I think it's still rigged.
For sure. Well, I'm a Jazz fan, so I'm pretty depressed.
I'm a Spurs fan mostly.
Oh, really?
I root for the Mavs since I live here.
Well, sweet. I hope you have a good day.
Of course, man. You as
Thanks.
well.
Thanks. Well, there you go. Even someone in Dallas thinks it's rigged.
As a fan of a small market team, it's really easy for the NBA to feel rigged sometimes, especially when you look at the first draft that ever happened with Patrick Ewing going to New York.
team whose logo is in this envelope will have the first pick. The second pick in the 1985 NBA draft goes to the Indiana Pacers.
I mean, the card was folded for Pete's sake.
It's scary asking people, Daniel. It's scary asking people. That's rigged. Like the NBA draft.
Or we could talk about the Bulls in 2008 who had a 1.8% chance of getting the #1 pick, and they got it. And who did they draft? Derrick Rose, the youngest MVP in NBA history, coming back home. Or we can look at another small market trading their #1 superstar, Anthony Davis, to the Los Angeles Lakers.
The Pelicans have agreed to finally trade Anthony Davis to the Lakers.
And guess what?
With the first pick in the 2019 NBA draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Zion Williamson from Duke University.
Do you guys watch the NBA draft lottery?
Yeah.
Do you guys think it's rigged?
Yeah.
Or of course the one that hurts me the most, this last season. The Dallas Mavericks trading Luka Doncic to the Lakers, and they end up with the #1 pick. Not even 100 days later, 99 days later. One of the things that made the Luka trade so crazy was that this is their generational talent. Their last generational talent was
Dirk Nowitzki from Würzburg, Germany.
Drafted in 1998. Everyone thought it was going to be another 20-year wait for the Dallas Mavericks. I guess not.
Do you think it's rigged? You do?
After hearing all the stats on it, like what, like a 0.1% chance?
Yeah, 1.8.
Yeah.
Anyways, one of the craziest things I've heard about the NBA draft lottery being rigged is from LeBron James himself.
You know, during the lottery drop, Cleveland got the #1 pick. I just don't think that was. What a coincidence!
Don't you think?
Let's keep LeBron home. You know what? Patrick Ewing to the Knicks. You know, Derrick Rose to the Bulls. Right? I understand the assignment, guys.
Do you guys think the draft lottery's rigged?
Do we think it's rigged?
Yeah. Or who's your NBA team?
Blazers.
Blazers?
We're small market teams, you know?
Yeah.
I'm dialing it back. I'm just a salty Jazz fan. Jordan definitely pushed off. In all honesty, while doing research, I found out the Jazz have missed 11 playoffs since the NBA draft lottery started, and that means that they've had 11 draft lottery picks. So we're 0 for 11 on getting the #1 pick, but the Dallas Mavericks have missed 17 playoffs since 1985, and they've only had 14 lottery picks. So they're 0 for 14. That's one possible thing going for the NBA with it not being rigged. So who knows? Maybe we just need to wait 3 more seasons and we'll have a #1 pick. Unfortunately, we don't have any superstar like Luka Doncic that we will be able to trade for that #1 pick. Another thing is that they allow journalists to be in there and they're able to see the whole process of who gets the #1 pick. That's a pretty hard thing to brush aside unless they're just like Area 51 where they can't say anything.
Do you think it's rigged?
You know, there's a part of me that wants to leave, and then the other part of me that's like 1.4% chance or whatever. We get Dallas, and then the Spurs, and then Philadelphia is a big market that sucks right now.
Yeah.
There's one other thing I need to mention, and that's the draft odds. The Jazz had a 48% chance of getting the 5th pick. The Dallas Mavericks had a 77% chance of getting the 11th pick. It's easy to sometimes think that that 14% is way bigger than the 48%, but the fact is the Jazz basically had a 50% chance of getting what they got. They ended up with the 5th pick. It's honestly not even bad luck, it's just the odds. Good luck, on the other hand, is the Dallas Mavericks going from 11 to 1. I'm still not sure what the answer is to this rigged draft lottery situation, but I have heard some pretty good solutions. One guy mentioned having a tournament with all the bottom teams so they could play for the #1 pick. That way teams wouldn't be sitting out their best players and they wouldn't necessarily be tanking the same way they are now. This NBA script sure seems too good to be true, and who knows, maybe it is. But I actually think there's a life lesson here that could be learned. Even when it feels like life is rigged, even when everything's going against us, we can still push forward and get up. But in life, try not to tank. Actually give an honest effort. Let me know what you guys think. I'm interested to know. And while you're at it, I know you'll like this video.
First shot of the day. Hey, at least it wasn't an air ball. That game?